Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you like this type of content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, which will bring you new content. Thank you for your support. Enjoy watching. Hello everyone, we're back today for a new video. We're going to go over the different features offered by this smartwatch, as well as a little bonus, a bonus that's worth watching, which will allow you to connect the watch more easily and in more detail. So here, we have the first feature here in the FitPro application. So we're going to click on Mine. There you go. Here, it actually offers us to connect. So, connect. Here, we need to create an account by registering with the FitPro application. So, we need to register, enter an email address and a password. So, once the account is created, there's also, from the moment we create the account, there's a user profile. This user profile is personal. There is an avatar, an image that can be inserted as desired. Here, we have all the personal characteristics, such as height, weight, size, age, etc., which will allow us to determine a certain level of personalization for each type of individual based on height, weight, and age. The application. After creating an account on the application, we will go to the step here. We click on it and here is the home page of the application. Here, we can see the distance traveled in kilometers, the number of calories burned, and the target. The target corresponds to the goal to be achieved. It is the number of steps taken, its equivalent in kilometers, and the number of calories burned. Here, we have the option of viewing the performance achieved per day over the next 24 hours. Here we have the performance achieved by week, for each day, with the number of calories burned and the distance traveled, and here we have the performance over the month, so we can see the evolution of this performance, which is already pretty good. Here we will focus more on the state of health. So here, the application allows us to see the state of health of each person according to the performances achieved daily. So here, we find a health index, which is evaluated from S to F, so the higher the index, the better the index, the better the index, the better the index, the better the index, and the better the index, depending on the performance. So here we have the possibility of reassessing the health index each time. We also have, according to, we had previously entered weight, height, and age. So we have an average for the BMI, the body mass index, with the percentage of fat in the body being the lowest. So here below, we have discussed a bit about health status, which is really practical. So it allows you to surpass yourself in sports. Here, we also have the heart rate. So it is possible to calculate your heart rate by calculating the number of beats per minute and then have a percentage, so your saturation. So here, we also have a sleep calculator below. The sleep calculator here calculates the percentage of deep sleep as a percentage. So of course, it is important to watch while sleeping. So we can see that we can calculate this percentage and this quality of sleep. And here, below, we will see that we can see per minute the number of minutes, hours and minutes of deep sleep. The number of hours and minutes, of this is rather in awake mode. Here, they put on light, but it is in awake mode and then an alarm clock. So here after sleep, so here I haven't logged in here on the app, we can see, so the healthy habit in fact, so it's a sort of evolution based on the rhythm of the sports done in fact. So here, we have on the watch here. So when we scroll down, so it's a touch system that is super effective. So here, so on the home page of the watch, we see, the watch itself. So here we're just going to hold down and change the time. So that goes from morning time to evening time. I'll hold down again and I'll go to the time more in the evening. So here on the watch, so the first one is the number of kilometers traveled as well as the number of calories burned. So here, we have what allows us to measure saturation as well as heart rate. So here we have the sports section. I'll keep it pressed and say here. So there's the time traveled with the number of calories burned. Here, so it's the number of races traveled with the number of kilometers burned here. So it's by doing rope. It's really quite practical. So here, we have the messages to be able to. So here we have the set. We're going to click on it. So here we have the first bar here, the possibility of linking the functionalities. And so away, that's quite fast. So here we're going to go to more plus. So we're going to scroll down until we get here, so a code. So here I'm going to try to take the last 3 digits. So here in the 4th line we have 13 BF. We find 13 BF here. We'll click on it and we're just going to wait for it to connect. So here, done, done, done. So it's connecting. So here the watch is connected. We're going to check that it's connected properly. So it's 3:23 p.m. Here we go. So we're going to go back together and see what the application offers. So here we have a first option. So here the first option is to activate this option. And so when we wear the watch here on our arm, by activating it, we choose and we order the watch to turn on once we tilt our arm. Let's do it again. So here's the watch being worn. So we want to see the time and the watch turns on, which is quite practical when we are in sports mode. There you go. So here we also have DND mode. What is DND mode? We choose whether or not to have or receive notifications. So when DND mode is activated, we see that we do not receive notifications. In fact, we choose not to receive message notifications when this mode is activated. So here, we will continue. We also have the option of activating alarms, setting alarms like on a mobile phone. Here, we are also told that we can be reminded, which is quite practical for someone who is currently teleworking. So, remind the person with a little notification that they are sitting. Here, we choose the sitting time of 60 minutes and we choose to activate the notification, and it warns us when we have been sitting for too long. It is quite practical so as not to forget. Here, we also have a little notification. We are looking for the watch at home. It is lost. We press find on our app and it vibrates to search for the watch. Here too, we can take photos remotely, which is super practical. So, we put the mobile phone down. So, we have our watch on our arm. And so here, you can choose to activate the photo via the application. Here, we also have the push message. We have different features and we choose whether or not to receive notifications from a social network. So here, we have the choice of call reminders, text messages from Facebook, Twitter, Line, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Skype. So we have the choice of activating them or not. There you go. So here, you just have to be connected to reset the device. So if you want to reset the device, you press confirm and the watch resets. There you go. And when the watch resets, in fact, we have erased all the last uses, the last recordings, since the watch has a memory. And so here, we are going to reconnect it to continue. So here, I will try to continue here to show you the rest. So we are going to press more. There you go. And here, on the fourth line, we have the 13 BFs. I find 13 BFs here. The first one, I click on it and it connects quite easily, quite quickly. There you go. There you go. So here, we've gone through everything a little bit. So when we connect the watch and we want to change the connected watch or whatever. So here, it's connected. So we can clearly see that the time is set correctly. So it's 3:28 p.m. here. So if I want to remove it and reconnect another watch, it asks me if I want to delete all the data and delete the device. I confirm and it's disconnected. So unlink here in the watch. There you go, there's a vibration setting that you can choose or not choose. It depends on whether you like notifications via voicemail, which is quite practical. So we'll see here in terms of movements. So here we have in the application the total number of walks. So by pressing start, we see a calculation that is made of the mileage. So for walking, running, and also for cycling, the number of kilometers traveled. And there you have it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you soon for a new video, and so I thank you for watching it and see you very soon. Goodbye.